Hello, my beautiful crafty friends. It's Laurette, the Vintage Paper Girl. Welcome to my studio, and thank you for watching, each and every one of you, all of my new subscribers, as well as those who are with me for quite some time. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Well, today I have another fun junk mail envelope project. This is a window belly band. There's all kinds of those out there, so we'll see if you've seen this one before. This is not my original idea. Again, you know, I borrowed it from another crafter, and I will do my best to make it mine. So before I get going, and we're going to be working on the pieces for this journal. As you know, we're still working on it. So technically, you're doing this along with me as you watch each and everything that I make. So, you know, we're moving on. In fact, I'm probably to a point after I finish about maybe 2 or 3 more pieces of putting the whole thing together. So we're right there. And then we're going to be, you know, I don't know if you guys want to see me put it together, put this journal together, you know, glue everything in and add cards and stuff on camera, or if you'd rather just see it as a reveal. So before we do this today, I'm going to move off some of these goodies that I'm going to be playing with. And we'll get to this in just a minute. I want to do an Etsy share with you. Well, 2. The first thing is, I don't know if I told you, but my buddy Gail, hi sweetie, enabled me again. Oh my gosh, I was doing great watching her videos, going, no, I don't need anything. And then she showed this flat rate box full of buttons she got from MK Maz, Mary Kay. And they're vintage buttons, and I collect vintage buttons. I've been collecting vintage buttons since I was a very little girl. I always played in my mom's button box, and I actually now have that. And I started my own, and whenever I had things to work on or a project, and I was looking for certain buttons, my son would sit with me, help me find the buttons, and then he would play. And I mean, he was pretty small. He would sit on a stool and play and sort the buttons. He would sort also marbles and bottle caps. So this was our thing we did together, with sort buttons. He had a great time with it. So when I saw these, great memory brought back, but I had to buy these. OMG, look at this, you guys. It's huge. Oh, it's so much bigger than I thought. Usually they say, oh, you're going to get a lot of buttons, and you get this little bag, and you're like, okay. But I have to say, MK Maz Designs, when she says you're getting buttons, she is not kidding. Look at these yummy vintage buttons, all sizes and shapes. So, let's see. Tonight is football Saturday. My favorite team, the 49ers, is playing for the playoffs, finals, I think. I don't know. Big football game tonight. So I may sit with my husband and start sorting buttons because I put all the cream ones in a jar. I have it started, pink ones in a jar, and then I have a kind of a red multicolored jar, and then I have one that's kind of grays and black. So I will probably be doing that, but I had to show you this. This was awesome. I doubt she has any more of these because I think this was popular, but you could go check her website. It's MK Maz Designs. I don't know if you can see that, MK Maz Designs. So I had to share that with you guys. It's amazing. Oh, and I bought some beautiful pink laces from her because, you know, anytime I see a pink lace, I go crazy and I have to buy them. So I bought some pink lace. In fact, I need to put that with my pink laces so they are where I need them when I need them. Keep them all together. I'm trying to keep myself organized. Not so easy. Then I had a really big play over at, oh gosh, you guys, I just went blank. Vintage Polka Dot Shop. Yes. Vintage Polka Dot Shop. I got myself, oh, this one's Triple V Vintage. I also bought some music paper from her prior to Emily's. And then I went over to Emily's shop, and she had a really big sale last week. It was for her birthday, so we got a percentage off. And I got some vintage music paper from 1846. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. 1883. So just a variety of those. She sent me a beautiful thank you gift, which was some more goodies. And she sent me, that's not all I bought. There's a reason she sent me this book. She sent me a book as a thank you, and I adore it. Emily, it is so adorable. She also sent me a bunch of vintage greeting cards, which I adore. I love vintage greeting cards. It's one of my my kryptonite. Love them. Oh, and then some little what do you call these? Receipts. Love those vintage receipts. But she sent me this adorable book. Isn't it darling? It's so tiny. And it is from 1917. It's very cute. I don't think there's any pictures in it. No. And so I am planning to actually read this book before I do anything with it. I'm going to read it and decide whether it goes in my library or whether I'm going to use it, the cover for a journal and the insides for crafting. I have to see, but I'm going to read it because, thank you, Emily, I love to read vintage books. And then I also ordered some vintage receipts and some of these tiny little, what do you call these? CD holders. These are the little tiny ones, not the big ones. And so I want to see how those would be to play with. So this all comes from her, but the reason she may have sent this to me is because I bought a bunch of books from her, vintage books, and I want to share those with you. I bought this beautiful Better Homes and Gardens garden book, and you know how much I love flowers. So what I want to do is I want to do a floral journal using this binder, and it is just, sorry about the paper. Some of you like that sound, some don't. If you don't, turn your sound down for a minute. Okay, so here it is. Look at this. Isn't this beautiful? This is probably one of the prettier garden books I've ever seen. It's in very good shape. I just need to give it a little wipe down. I know she probably did too, but she stuffed it full of paper, which you know I'll be using that. That's fabulous. And it's very well preserved. It's in good condition. Not a lot of color pictures, but there are a few, like in the beginning of each section, which I would leave in a few pages and then fill it up and make a journal out of it. So it's got some higher, bigger pages, but I think we could really have some fun creating a journal with this. This, I would say, will be one of my summer projects, or like May maybe. I'm not quite ready to do that, but I knew it was coming up, and I have not been able to find a good garden book. All the garden books I have have a regular binding. They don't have the binder style, you know, they're just regular bound book. So I'm super excited about this. I am going to keep it packaged to keep it clean until I have a chance to do my thing with it. So I'm going to take that off my desk. But the big thing, my husband and I went crazy over these when we saw them. We ordered them immediately, are these Oregon law books. Now, I'll give you a little background in a minute. From 1845 to 1864. They are very fragile, very old. These are leather bound, and the cover's coming off. But look at this. The paper, you can feel the print in each page. You can actually touch the print and feel it. And my husband, his family's from Oregon. And his mom, his dad, grandparents, everybody, both sets of grandparents are from Oregon. So this had a special meaning to us. So we ordered it. We didn't realize, she did say, she was very honest, that these were in bad condition. We just didn't know the covers were so, going to crack when we opened them. I think it happened in shipping. I think they were in better shape when we got them, but they bounce around. You know how that is. So for me to use these, I would have to use the covers separately from the binding and the pages. I mean, it's unbound here. It has water damage, but we just didn't care. We were so excited. We both want to read through these. I have a special affinity for the law. My dad went to law school. My big sister went, and they all got their law degrees. And I did some study of the law, but I decided not to pursue it. I got married and had kids instead. So this one is 1843 to 1872. This spine is in a much better condition. So it would probably be the last one we would use if we, did cut it up. I have so many old books. I don't know. This is going to go into our library for now. But this would be the book that is completely falling apart right here. And we would need to do something to save that. So anyway, this was our big purchase from Emily, plus the garden books. So thank you, Emily. I love them. You and I just have all the same loves for this stuff. So I'm going to take these off my desk. Oh, they are heavy. Gosh, man. All right, I'm going to take all the goodies I bought off my desk. I don't think there was anything else. I think that's all I bought recently. I haven't been doing very much shopping. Just a little bit of stuff here and there. Tiny little things. Nothing mainly tools and things that I need, you know. And let's see, what else did I buy? I bought a couple other things, but I really don't want to share those just yet because they're going to be parts of projects. And when I do use them, I'll share them with you. So anyway, let's get busy and make this fun project that I have here on my desk. I am throwing things over here. I didn't mean to. Well, I hope you're all well and happy. What are you up to? What you doing? Hope you're all good, safe, healthy. I was very sad to hear quite a few of you are sick. So I hope that you get well very, very quickly. Hugs and kisses, lots of prayers, and mwah, mwah, you know, healing thoughts to you. So get well, you guys. Those of you who told me you're not well, I hope that you beat this thing and you're back on your feet and nothing flat. Sorry, dry throat. Alrighty, so what we want to do is we want to make some belly bands for our journal. So I'm going to move my papers off to the side here so that I can, gotta figure out where to put those, you know what I mean? I have a couple projects on my desk, lots of ephemera. I always have lots of ephemera on my desk, you know. So what we want to do is we want to make a belly band for this little journal. And you know, I yanked it out of there like a dingbat and didn't leave a marker for that page, what page I wanted to put it on. Oh gosh, you guys. Oh, here it is. Good, I left the little. So what I did is I took a couple, I get these ones from the bank all the time. And I have another one here somewhere. Oh, here it is. They have the least amount of writing on them. They don't have a lot of print all over them and stuff, just this one corner and then the stamp corner. So I thought they're perfect for this. So even if you use a new envelope, would be really good. I'm going to leave this in here, but when I cut this little piece off, I realized it would make a fabulous little tuck piece that you could decorate up and put on the edges of your book. So for right now, I'm going to leave that there so I know where I'm working. Let's try this again. Goodness gracious. Sorry guys, I have a bit of a headache, but I decided to go ahead and try this, see how I felt about working, and if it just gets too bad, then I'll quit. What I wanted to do was put a belly band on this white page right here. So I took the envelope and I cut off, started at the top, and I cut off this little bit at the bottom that I didn't need. Okay, I cut this bit off here. So that's this little piece here. I cut that off first to measure. So I measured to make sure it's the right size. And I have one right here where I have measured where I want to cut up there. And I thought I measured the bottom here, but apparently not. Now, the thing about pre-making these is sometimes your journal has longer pages. Like this one right here, if I use a standard folding page, it's a bit longer. So it would be short, but I guess a short belly band is okay. You just don't want one that you've made that's hanging over. So what I might do for this one is make this, instead of this short one, because this is shorter here, I might make this one longer. Again, this is kind of another process video. I have not made one of these. This is the first time I'm going to do it. I saw it made on a video I was watching, so I thought, I'm going to put that there. I'm going to put that there, so that, you know, I want to mark my page. And the goal is to cut off the print so that you have a pretty plain envelope. Now, if you only have envelopes that have tons of writing on them, then you're going to be doing a whole lot of collaging. And that's totally, totally up to you as to how much collaging you want to do. So if you want to do a lot of collaging, then use any kind of envelope you want. I noticed this is a little bit longer page, so I don't really want all of that on there. I want to make sure that's off, but I'm afraid it would be too short. Well, if I cut to the very, very edge, like the very edge of that, there, cut that off. It's a bit longer than this, but I think it'll be okay for that page. Let me double check this. You know what I need to do? Oh yeah, I need to hang it out of there so I can check my height. Yeah, I don't know that I'm going to use 2 belly bands in here, but this is a standard size page that I use when I'm doing journals, which is an 8.5 by 11 cut in half. So, you know, that's fairly safe to use that as my measurement. And now I want to cut off the other writing that I have on here, because what I want is these 2 sides to be equal. So what I did is I measured this side and this side, marked it so I could just cut off the part that I don't need. And I'm going to throw that in my book too, because those are really cool. I'd like to use that on a few pages, maybe add a ruffle or something cool. Sorry guys, I'm having difficulties with my chair today. It seems to be, one of the wheels is locked. There we go. It like would not move no matter what I did. I couldn't get any closer to the darn table. So I'm really far away from you guys. My arms aren't that long. So let me see what we got here. Yep, that one's a little longer. That's a little shorter. I may not use this one right now. I'll set this one aside too. These are just to let me know that these are something I want to use in a future journal. I do have a number of other journals that I'm doing, so I will set those off to the side. I actually, while I'm cutting, sorry, I'm indecisive again. There I go. Ugh. All right. I was thinking I'll just use this one as my guide. Wait, which one's the long one? Oh, this is the longer one. Okay. I'm going to use this as my guide, mark it, cut it, and then set it aside for my next journal. I have 2 other journals in the works that I can use belly bands for, so that would make sense, right? Goodness gracious, my asthma is acting up. It is Saturday here. This is for Wednesday. You'll see this on Wednesday. It's like spring here today. It is bright and sunny. The hills are just vivid, vivid green. The birds are out and singing. I mean, I hope nothing starts blooming early, because if they do, I mean, it's only January. It's not good. It really messes up the trees when we start getting this false spring. Ugh. The cherry blossoms come out when they shouldn't, and then we end up losing our cherry crops. So we do produce in this valley a lot of cherries, apricots, almonds, walnuts, you know, that kind of thing. So we really do not want it to be an early spring here. Not a good idea. Okay, so those are my longer ones. And I can cut these down if they're too big. So I have them for my other journals. So I'm just going to go stick those in the basket for that. So I know I'm going to make those later. I'm just going to do the one today because of this darn headache. I don't think I'm going to do too much. We'll see. I always say that. And then I end up with this world's longest video. So now you have 2 options for this belly band. You can decorate the outside and the inside and leave it open as a pocket, or you could decorate the inside and close it up. So it is a solid band with no pocket. Now I'm not going to add a pocket because it is a belly band, which means I'm going to be adding a tag underneath it because it's a belly band, right? Because we're going to seal it here and here, and you're going to slide something under there. So I don't think I'm going to leave it open. So that means, because I'm not leaving it open, I'm going to want to put a pretty picture. I'm looking at my scraps here in this window. So the question is, what do I want to put in here? This little girl is adorable. If I move her down, I'm trying to keep the piece below it. Now she's going to be my main focal point, so I have to decide, is that the little girl that I want in that window? I'm looking at my scraps. So let me see. If I don't look at my scraps, if I grab a brand new piece and cut it, I do have another one of these ready to go. Do I have one cut? Got my little folder in my lap for a minute here while I look for pieces I could use. I think all of these would be too big, unless, well, I could cut one down. These come from the kit. Let me see. I haven't used this little girl in anything. I haven't used that one either. So if I cut her down, she's very cute. I have to do quite a bit of cutting to get her in that window, but she's adorable. She's cute. I mean, they're all adorable. I'm going to, she is the prettiest little girl ever. I wonder if I can cut her down. If I can't, then I'll use this one. Definitely have got to figure out where I want that. And I'm going to need a paper cutter for this because I want it to be straight. She's a beautiful little girl. What a beautiful little girl. So let me see if I could cut off like that much. Did I just cut it too much? Hopefully not. Oh, perfect. I can still move her out. Because I'm going to close this, I don't have to have it go all the way to the bottom. I'm going to glue it closed. I want to see some of the flowers there. Then I can decorate around it with roses and things. Okay, so what I think I need to do is cut off these bits here. Let's see if this fits where I want it to go. Yeah, that works. That works, you guys. Okay, so this probably isn't anything new. You've probably seen this many times, but I haven't made these before, so I thought I would share them with you today. I want to just keep it very simple here. Oh, I do have one more thing I need to share with you guys as soon as I'm done with this one. I'm going to pull it out so I don't forget. I have my week 4 of my Margaret Miller challenge. I know a couple of you are following that with me, watching me work on it. So, I mean, not work on it, but, you know, show it. Okay. What I think I might do is like move it right to this edge. I don't want it to move around, so I'm just gonna kind of a crazy way to glue, but it works very well. You're not taking anything in and out, so it really doesn't matter. You're going to glue this closed anyway. Now, I could put a little word inside there or on the outside, but I think what I might do is save it for the outside. All right, now I could just ink this up and leave as is. So I'm going to ink it and see what I think. Ink and think. That was inspired by Gail as well. Ink and think. Or I can collage this. So I may do some collaging here. I also think I want a little bit of the pink on here as well. I like to add the 2 colors. I mean, even if I end up collaging over this, at least we have, I mean, right now I could stamp, I could stencil, or I can cover it with colored pieces here. So I'm looking to see what scraps I have. Like put some roses on here. I could collage up the side a little bit. I like this piece. Let me see what I can do with it. Haven't closed it up yet, just in case, right? But I love this little girl, so I am definitely going to save her. And then I'm going to cut these roses off the side so that I can use them down the side of that envelope. I like to see how far I can get a piece of paper to go. I mean, I could just do, this is not my favorite thing to do, as you know, to collage around an envelope. Not my favorite thing at all, but sometimes we got to do what we got to do, right? I'm doing the one thing I said I wouldn't do. Well, I didn't say I wouldn't do it. I said I don't like to do it very often. Let's put it that way. It's very fiddly, as Tina would say. It's a fiddly thing. And then we could put this little piece up here. Like that. And then I was thinking, let's see. I had some of these beautiful roses. I thought I had a mid-size one. Do I only have the little ones left? Oh, I have roses everywhere, but they're not. I was thinking about putting like a rose down there. Like a postcard rose. Maybe I could put some, like some of this paper down here. And then put that on it. So we'll see. Let's what did I do with this one? I'm just debating as to whether to keep this long, but I think I will. I actually think that I will. So what I will do is I will ink these right off the bat. Well, I hope you're all having a fabulous week and things are going well. I'm not sure where we're at this week or even what we did on the weekend. Well, I haven't been sleeping much, so I haven't been doing a whole lot other than doing a little crafting here and there, which this is part of what I've been doing. Lots of organizing, though. I have to say I've been... Oh, I know what I did. I worked on my Margaret Miller collage challenge, and it takes so long to find images when you do that. You spend just hours, and I mean, I have thousands and thousands of images, and in my room, you know, when you think about magazines, books, digitals, scrapbooking papers, things that you buy from shops. I mean, you just have a massive amount of images. And so all day on the weekend, on Saturday, I spent the whole Friday or Saturday, I don't know, one day. I spent the whole day, Friday, yeah, finding images for my challenges. And you would think it'd be easy to do. Some of the images I needed fruit, like blossoming fruit tree or fruit. I wanted a picture of an orange tree. I couldn't find one. I would have had to go on the net and search internet. And I thought, oh, with all these images, you would think, right? It took me, I finally did find it, what I was looking for, but oh my gosh, what a pain that was. But it was fun too. I mean, it's a pain, but it's fun. It's frustrating because you know you have it. But it's fun because you are challenging yourself to do something. And, but as I was doing that and going through all my gazillions of images, oh, no, not on my clothes. Ink everywhere. I mean, glue everywhere. As I was doing that, I was sorting and putting away papers and kits and just, you know, kind of separating out the things I use for my collage challenges from the things that I use in my regular crafting, my journaling, and then I was sorting my Stamperia stack. It is about 8 inches high. Can you say harder? And which is the reason I said this year that I was going to start using my things because and then that doesn't include the Tim Holtz or that I collect or the Blue Fern. So I just had way, way too much stuff. My stack was huge. Whoops, no. I want to eat that first. So my stacks were big. So I was sorting those, putting all together, organizing them by what they were. Like if I had 2 of something or 3 of something, put them together so I could use them. And I like put all the ones with roses together and all the ones with animals together, you know, kind of like that. I was really doing a big sorting and organizing. So anyway, I had off the shelf and I went to put them back up and I made one of my stacks too heavy and high, and oh, I strained my neck and back. So probably why I have a headache today. I'm gonna say it's neck and back strain because I picked up something that was heavier than I thought it was and wasn't paying attention. Do I want to wrap that? Maybe I will because it is the I don't know. Maybe I'll just cut it off. So I did that, and so I was sorting paper, kits, images all day. So that was a big day. And then I did the collage, so which was fun. So I had a great time. I love collaging. Oh my gosh. And it's not the kind of it's not a plain collage. It's a image collage, art collage, which I'll show you in just about a second here. I'm going to do it before I forget. So let me show you. And then I started collecting images for the next week because I was already at it. So why not, right? So for week 5, but this is for week 4. Let me move these things. My ink lid went crazy there. Let me move this stuff aside. I've got stuff everywhere. Okay, so for week 4, there we go. Here is my week 4. Isn't it beautiful? I know I shouldn't pat myself on the back like that, but I really like it. I'm happy with it. I don't know if it's all in there. Let me stand up and look to see what you're seeing. There it is. So let me tell you what it was so you understand what I did. So we were supposed to use something fancy. Here's my fancy lady and her fancy chair. This is Marie Antoinette and a chair from her castle. And this is also fancy, but it's also H for home. It's a home. So I also used for H, we had to come up. So I used home was for H was for home. Part of a recipe, which was one of my mom's recipes right here. We needed a tree with fruit or blooms of a fruit tree. So this is a cherry tree. Took me a while to find that image. Then I found this one in one of my little books with some oranges and some blooms on it for an orange bush, orange tree, orange, I don't know which one to call it. Something torn. So I tore out a piece of old 1866 ledger paper, is right here. And something used in an office. So I used vintage images of a phone, a typewriter, and a pen. So this is my whole collage. And then, you know, I just did a little light stamping of some speckles. And there you have it. That is week 4 of the 2022 CWP Margaret Miller Challenge. And my number 4. So I'm all ready to go. I am already collecting images for week 5. Hee hee. So I'm going to put that away. I don't want to give it away just yet. So I started collecting some of those images because it was just easier to do since I already had my room all torn apart. But now it's all back together and looking good. And I'm more familiar with what things I have to collage with. Art collage like that. Excuse me, I'm going to get some more water. And like I said, it's a warm spring day. It's like 67 degrees, almost 70. It's crazy warm. All right, let me finish this little girl here. I want to put something on the bottom. Now, do I want another rose? Not really. I think what I want is some of this writing. Like I said, I don't do this very often, so it's not my strong suit. I hear someone's fire alarm off in the distance. It's funny. My high pitch, I don't have any low pitch frequency hearing. It was damaged when I was young in a high fever. But my high pitch frequency hearing is very good. Where did I just, oh, there it is. I love this ruler for tearing, you guys. Oh my gosh, I'm totally in love with this ruler. This Tim Holtz ruler. It's amazing. Love, love, love it. One of my best investments. I mean, everything I bought recently. The Teflon, this thing right here, amazing. I've been happy with everything I bought recently. Not as crazy about the scissors, the Tim Holtz large 9-inch blades. But everything else I've been really, really happy with that I've bought recently. Okay. And I got these at scrapbookingwithme.com. It's not an Etsy store. It's a .com. Scrapbooking with me. It's not scrapbooking.com. It's scrapbookingwithme.com. Has wonderful tools and all kinds of supplies for you to use in your journaling and scrapbooking. So I'm going to glue that there. Glue, 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 glue. What do I want? Do I want a glue stick or do I want a... I think I want a glue stick. Isn't this the prettiest? I just love this paper. This paper is by Shabby Dabby Doodah, and it is, let's see, I tell it every single time I use it. I've given the name of it every time, and I always tell you it's Shabby Dabby Doodah, Tina, and it's Little Victorian Beauties. I do not have a link for you. I don't do links. My husband and I don't know how to do that. We're barely functioning on this video thing as it is. And it's a lot of extra work and time. And I really can't ask him to take his time. And my health just doesn't allow for me to do it all. So I don't do the links. The only link we have is for our personal shop. And because we can just leave it in there, you know, we only have to do it once and it can stay in there. We just drop it in. It's a lot to link. The gals who do it, by the way, you guys are fabulous. Hats off to you. I admire you. Congratulations. You do an amazing thing for people when you do that, but it's just not something I wanted to take on at this time. It doesn't mean that I won't always. At some point, I will link, but I always talk about the shops. I show the name. I tell you how to find it. I go look for it for you. If you can't find it, I mean, I will go out on a limb for you. Those of you who have had me do that, you know that I will. So, now I'm thinking of putting a little postcard here. And then maybe a little tag, a word tag, and I think and maybe a number, and we're done. Then she's just very simply, I could have just left this just white and stamped on it, you know, and that would be fine too. Do I want any of the words? What do I have on my desk here? I'm just looking to see what I have. No, I don't want any more of that. I've got plenty of that. But do I want to put any, like, no, it's all the same color. I have this. This is my favorite. You know, this is from my shop, which is a Jewel Design, my daughter's store actually, and then Vintage Paper Girl, which is my part of the shop, is inside her shop. You'll find my digitals are in there, and this is one of my digitals. This is the, I don't know, 1911 Miners papers. You'll find them. I wanted to see if there was any reason to put that on there, and I don't know. I think there's plenty of print. It's busy enough. I just wanted to see if it would look good, and I don't think it needs any more. I think just that's fine. Oh, we could add a piece of lace. Oh, yes, those of you who are giving me a hard time about my lace. You know I always put lace on everything. It's my thing. It's a belly band. So the only problem is if I put lace down there, I'm going to want to put lace at the top, and I don't want a lot of lace on this one. So I'm actually, believe it or not, think I'm not going to put any. Just thinking here. What I might do, though, just for the heck of it, is turn that into a tiny pocket. Now, when I did that, I just realized when I said that, I'm going to want... Oh, you guys, my headache is getting worse, so I'm going to finish this up. Looks like it's going to go to migraine. Darn it. I was hoping it wouldn't. I have to go take some meds and lay down. I apologize. I probably shouldn't have tried to do this, but I was afraid if I didn't, I might not have a Wednesday video. I have some things I have to do this week, so wasn't sure. See, and then when what that allows is for, I can find, I had, of course, you know, until I moved everything, I had some little cute little cards that I was going to pop into that, and they have since then left me, but I'll, you know, we could go like that, you know, but I had some plain postcard ones, mini ones. I'll have to go dig those out somewhere. I know they're around here. I'm looking in my scraps here. Excuse my elbow. I'll try to tuck it in. Like this was a plain little postcard that I could put something else on. Decorate it up a little bit. Maybe put a little butterfly or something on it and pop it in there. So you have that. Could go in there. We can leave this open and make it a pocket, but I'm not going to, so I'm going to go ahead and close that up. I have no desire to have like a million pockets in this journal, honestly. I've made enough of them. I think we're good. This is just a little belly band, so I could put a big picture or a big pocket, a big journal card in it. Now, the way I just glued that, I don't know if you noticed, I just went around the edges for a reason. Because if later I decide that I made a mistake and I want to make it a pocket, I could slit it across the top barely, and I could use it, I could slide in a very skinny tag if I want to. So I close it up, leaving the inside open. That way our little girl's moving around a little bit. Not moving around, but the stuff isn't like glued down super duper tight. And I think I want to add a word and then maybe a little number or a sentiment or something. I used to have a bunch of these that said beauty, you know, on it. And I don't know where they went. Well, she is a treasure. We could put that. Yes, we could, and we will. This is a tag by Tina at Shabby Dabby Doodle. These are her definitions. You can find them in her shop. Just go have a look. I know you guys like it when I make it easy for you so that you don't have to go look. But I think it's always a good idea to go look at their shops. You find the most amazing things when you do that. Seems like if you go to a direct link, you never go look at the rest of the shop, and you miss some beautiful things, especially Tina's shop. Oh my gosh, it's Shabby Dabby Doodle. She has just tons of gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous digitals. And I have most of them, honestly. I really do. But I've been following her for years now. So I gave myself a new garbage can. I don't know if you remember, I used to have a little pink bucket. Well, it's driving me crazy. So I'm using this now. It's copper. Probably faux copper is my guess. It's probably not real. But my husband gave me a beautiful arrangement for Christmas, and it was in that. So I'm using it now in my work on my desk as my trash basket. These here are by Artsology. I want it green, but I don't know if that's the green. There's a little bit brighter green. I don't know if there's a dark green or not. There is, but I don't like it. It's too yucky. Oh wait, here's one. No. Okay, will not do. There's variations of green depending upon what I printed it on. Sticker paper is one color, more dull. And when I printed it on presentation paper, it was a lot brighter. Well, I found out at Christmas, and I haven't said anything, so I want to make sure everything was okay, that I am going to be a grandma. For the 6th time, I will now have 6 grandchildren. My son and his wife are expecting a baby. I don't really know much more yet. They were supposed to find out if they're having a boy or a girl and when, so I'm waiting on that, but we are going to be grandparents again. We have 4 granddaughters and 1 grandson. So the youngest is 3. The oldest is 14. So, no, 15. Oh my gosh. Oh, so I'm getting old. So time is marching on. Unfortunately, they live in Arizona. I live in California. So because of, you know what, the pandemic, we have not been able to see them at all. I have never seen my youngest granddaughter other than in videos. So someday I'm going to get to meet her and give her a hug and tell her Grammy loves her, you know. But until that time, I just got to love from afar. It's frustrating to be a grandparent these days, I'll tell you, especially if you live very far from your grandchildren. And Arizona, it really isn't a place I would consider moving to. It's too hot there, and I would have migraines 24/7. I don't do good in the heat, so I can't go there. But we may try to get there come spring, in a couple months. Maybe we'll try to go visit. We'll see what things are doing in the world, if it's going to be safe for us to go or not. If it is, we will go visit and meet this grandchild. And then maybe when the next one's born, we'll try to get out there not long after that baby's born. So I don't like this. I've always been someone who's been close to her grandchildren. The 2 that live here in California see their grandma and grandpa all the time and are pretty spoiled by us. So we haven't gotten to do any spoiling for those babies in Arizona at all. Because mailing things is a nightmare. Things get lost, they get broken, they don't get there on time. Ugh, so kind of quit trying to do that. All right, I lied. We're going to do a little bit of lace. It's not a lot. This is vintage lace. It's from my stash. Not something you can go get. It is definitely old. I've had it for a very long time, and I'm running out of it. I'm down to the bare minimum of it. I'm starting to run out of my vintage laces. I don't know. I'm going to have to find a new supplier for my vintage lace. If you have a shop and you sell vintage, very narrow, skinny vintage lace, let me know. Or if there's a good shop you like that you recommend, let me know in the comments where I could get some good, narrow, tiny vintage lace. Doesn't have to be vintage, I guess. It could be any lace as long as it's tiny, 1/4 of an inch, or you know, up to 3/4, even up to an inch maybe, depends on the lace. I do some bigger laces. Alrighty, there you have that. Isn't that pretty? She is ready to go. I'm wondering if she would like a butterfly flying around her. Since she is a belly band, I feel like she could use a little extra, a little more stuff on the front than I normally use. I use this one, add some pearls, and we're good to go. We're done. All right, you guys, I've spent, gosh, believe it or not, that hour flew. Probably because I was showing off goodies. You know, me and my Etsy shares. I have to share when I get some neat stuff. And I mean, where else do you find this great stuff? As if someone doesn't show you, you don't even know it exists, right? Because I didn't know. But I've been following Emily at Vintage Polka Dot Shop, and I get her email, and I follow her YouTube. So as soon as her YouTube popped up, I went and looked, ran over to the shop and bought everything. Then I went back and looked at her video, bought some more. I kept getting interrupted. Oh, it took me forever. I had to apologize to her because I said, I know there's a bunch of separate orders, but it's the only way I could do it because I kept getting interrupted, and I didn't want things to disappear that I really wanted because they go pretty quick. So anyway, it was a fun shop. My husband was shopping with me that day. We had a great time picking out books and stuff. So Thank you, Emily. She is an Oregon girl herself, and she lives in a town where his uncle, he has family, and his uncle just passed away, but so she lives in a town where we have family members. So if we ever get up there, I would love to meet Emily and visit with her one of these days if we're ever allowed to travel again. And my health hasn't completely left me by the time we're allowed to do that. Boy, that just irritates me. But, you know, I mean, we can travel. I just don't want to get sick is my problem. I can't afford to get sick. I probably couldn't fight it off, and it would be all over but the shouting. Oh, I hear the mailman. I also hear him using his scanner, which means I think I've got some orders coming in. I do. I have a bunch of stuff coming. I've ordered a bunch of paper pads. Again. Well, in my defense, there are things I haven't been able to find. I finally found them. And they're Tim Holtz paper pads that I've been looking for. Finally was able to find them. And so I ordered those. Forgot what else I ordered. Some stuff I needed. I don't know. I was out of glue, stuff like that. Ordered some more glue. My glues are getting low before the weather gets too cold and they won't send me anything. Oh, whoops. Darn. What it is about this oxide lid, it will not stay on. I feel like I need to stick some kind of a Velcro to it. Well, there you have it, my friends. Look at this beautiful little tag or belly band that we made for our journal. I'm very excited by it. I actually forget where I was going to put it. I had a, oh, yeah, I did. No, yep. I think she's going to go right here on this page. I will stencil this page. I bought a bunch of new stencils to play with. So I'll stencil the page, I'll put it on, and then I'll make a tag to go in here. So this is our newest window. This is a window belly band from Junk Mail. So thank you for coming along and having a play today and hanging out with me. I hope you crafted along with me because this was a lot of fun, and I guarantee you this was so quick and easy. Even though I was collaging, I loved it. So I have a feeling I'm going to be making a few more for some of my other journals, but it's definitely not a one-off. I definitely will be making some more of these, and I'm going to want to put this and my last, my little other window tag that I made the other day on the outside. So I'll be definitely using these in my journal when I put the whole thing together and I slide in all the pieces. So there you have it, you know. What I'm thinking is that, you know, there'll be some kind of a tag that will go inside the belly band. I'll make some tags or some journaling cards. These little babies are cute. Put those inside, you know, underneath there as journaling cards. So it'll be fun to put a couple of these little girls in here under the belly band. So there you have it. All right, you guys. Thanks for coming along and playing. I love you all. I'll see you all again very soon. Hugs and kisses. Bye-bye.